Hey everyone, I just want to talk to you for a second. If you're new to this channel, my name is Mr. Luke Evan Brooks, and I just want to go over a few things for a few people here, just for a few minutes, about what it takes to be a Turo All-Star host. Now, if you don't know, this channel talks about passive income. We talk about what it takes to do multiple streams of income, whether it's passive or semi-passive. So if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe. So the things that you need to do this is, first off, you gotta have a car. Now there are different requirements that you need to do as far as with these vehicles. Your vehicle's gotta have less than 130,000 miles. It can't be a rebuilt title or salvage title. It has to be a clean title. And if you're currently watching this now, it can't be no older than 12 years, all right? So you can get a car going back almost to 2011. And you basically, if you got that, you're ready to rock. Good news about that is that you can get used cars at a reasonable price depending on where your market. I usually try to stay away from the dealerships because at the end of the day, the dealerships are going to try to put a high premium on it. My thing that I tell people is this, is that you want to go ahead and actually get a car and pay for cash if you can, much as possible. If you're gonna finance your first car, go ahead. For my case, I was for another platform. I was with 𝐒𝐿, and with 𝐒𝐿, I had financed two cars because that was a totally different platform. How to do the pay, guarantee pay, things like that. With Turo, at the end of the day, you are able to do the things that you need to do, but you don't need to put yourself in a hole. I've seen a lot of videos out here with a lot of guys out here who got Turo, got on the platform, got 20, 30 cars, but they're talking about the financing all of them. And it's how I'm making money, but at the end of the day, you gotta look at the operation costs. That's another thing. A lot of people don't look at the operation costs because they're thinking money, 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 but you got to pay your expenses. There's no beating around the bush. Usually what I do for myself is that I use a fuel card. That's one good thing to do, where you can track all your fuel purchases. If you can get the card where it can do maintenance too, I use that. That's easy to track. At the end of the year, you can do your tax deductions. Very easy. Just pull up 12 months right there and you're ready to go. Another thing that I do, I open up lines of accounts. You can do that with Firestone. You can do that with NTB, Discount Tire, these places. But the main objective of that is that you want to have an LLC. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about an LLC. That's going to be another video. But with an LLC, it opens you up to available credit for your business, vice your personal. And that's what I'm using right now for my car to maintain my fleet, right? At the end of the day, you got to look at your expenses and make sure that you are charging enough with your customers, whether that's for fuel, every time a car goes on the road, they driving miles, tires, things like that. It's going to cover your expenses. And then once you got that taken care of, then you can look at the profit. If you got employees, you need to consider that the expense as well. One thing I will tell you too is that you need to be very, very descriptive with your vehicle, meaning that just don't throw a bunch of pictures onto the platform. If you do that, you're really not helping yourself. Paint the picture to your customers of what they're getting, what type of car this is. Is this going to be a luxury style car? Is this supposed to be a weekend car? Is this supposed to be your everyday working car for a American, wherever you may be? Usually with my cars, I make them very economical because to me, I know where I'm from, and that's another thing too. With my market, it's going to be different from your market. Could be, right? You got to know your market. If you don't know your market, this is not going to work for you. If you don't know that market, it's not going to work. I've seen nightmare stories where people bought Lambos, they bought Hummers and things like that, but they live in Iowa. And, you know, in parts, this people wouldn't normally drive that, right? Where I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. I know the cars because I see them, and that's the best way. You look at what's going on in your market by two things: looking outside, looking at what the cars are being driven around you, or going to the platform itself. Definitely need to go to the platform itself and pretend that you're about to book a trip and look at what these cars are going for. And that's where you can look at the pricing of the vehicles. You're brand new to the game, of Turo, you want to start off a little bit low, not too low, but a little low to get your reputation built up. But it is what it is. Pictures. Pictures do not need to be taken. Basically, you don't need to take these pictures from a professional photographer. You just need your camera phone, make sure the car is clean. You want to take plenty of pictures because this is what people are looking at when they rent your vehicle. When you do your description, you need to have pictures of the inside and outside of your car so they see what they're going to be renting. Make sure you cover your tag plate with your profile pictures and just take pictures of the car, different angles, different looks. Try to get it where if you want to, scenery, right? You don't necessarily need to take it to a Walmart parking lot. That's not a good look to me. You can get away with a dealership if you need to, where you can drive by there, or at a park or an empty parking lot. If you live near the beach or whatever, you can take it right along the coast or whatever. Make it appetizing with people saying, let me click on it. Now, the reason being that is that as more people rent with you, you get racked and stacked, all right? So I can pull up my vehicle right now in Charlotte, North Carolina. I just pull up, I want to rent the car on this day, blah, blah, blah. It pops up almost at the first of the list. Now, it's not based off just rentals too, right? It's based off reviews too. So going into that segue right there with your reviews, you definitely want to make sure that you get 5-star reviews. Now, how I do that, I use the Turo automation system, another video that we're going to be making for you. The automation system is where you can type in all your scheduled messages, right? All the messages that you need to have sent out to your customer where they're first booking in a car, 24 hours before, or 24 hours in that zone when they get the car, as far as the instructions that they need to have, lockbox key information, if you do lockboxes, if you're going to do remote key exchanges, and then reminders to let them know when to return the vehicle, and of course, dropping off the vehicle with the final instructions and putting out 45 minutes. To me, it's enough time for the after review or the review for your vehicle. 45 minutes after the trip is done, they drop a review. Now, the whole idea is that you get so many of these positive reviews. These reviews are going to be assessed quarterly. And when they do a quarterly assessment of your profile, it racks and stacks. So you got all-star, and you got the super all-star, and so forth, right? You keep getting racked and stacked. And it's basically a report card over a quarter using your vehicle. So my next one's gonna be July 15th, so we're gonna see what's going on. So far, knock on wood, I haven't had any bad reviews. A final thing that I will tell you too, guys, that you wanna make sure, and this is just a professional thing that I do, just don't have your car sitting around after a trip. What I do, as soon as the car comes back, I get it washed. I might not have a trip booked right now for the car. Like if I have a car booked for tomorrow, of course you're gonna wash it, but let's say you don't have another booking for a couple of days. You don't want to have to get ready. You always wanna stay ready, as they say. You wanna stay ready by making sure the car is clean inside and out, that you got it ready to go. Only thing you have to do, if someone books that car last minute, is just to put the key box or whatever you may have, or whatever your proper method you're gonna do, because I use key boxes right at the tire or wherever you want to put it at, all right? That way, yeah, they can ring. You don't have to stop your schedule to get all the stuff done last minute. And with multiple cars, that's the strategy. You want to have the cars always ready. You don't want to wait until the rental come. I've learned that way in a long time. I make sure I put air freshener in there. I make sure I take it to the automation detailer. You can do it yourself, but with the type of cars I have, the many quantities of cars, I just take it to the automation place to get it washed, vacuumed. They take care of that for me. And then I also go ahead and get the pictures ready to go and I upload them. Now, you may have customers may ask you, what do you do? Just tell them what you're doing with the cars. You know, they appreciate it. And I think that's the counting mechanism when it comes to people actually getting the vehicles and making sure that they're happy with them. So guys, I'm wrapping this up. I hope that this helps you out when we talk about Turo. If you have any questions or comments, please go ahead and drop them down below in the description, and also check out the course that we have starting now for Turo. definitely check it out. Again, my name is Mr. Luke Evan Brooks. Don't forget to subscribe. If this was helpful, go ahead and get some likes. Talk to you later, guys. Take care.